Welcome to the Artwork of CP, everyone. This is the life update episode as we record this Yippee Skippy. It's December 5th, 2020. 2021 can't come sooner. Yeah. January 1, 2021 can't come soon enough. Thank you very much. You guys know how I feel about that. You probably know, you probably feel the same way I do, and Daniel does, and everyone else does. So can we please push 2020 out the door, please, you guys, because 2020 and me are so done, and 2019 and I were done, and I need better, 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 just a better vibe and a better year in general. And yeah. So this is the life update. The life update stands like this. Okay. The last time we talked to you guys, I told you I I was going to have a meeting. Well, that meeting turned out not so good, not so hot, because granted, that meeting in Kentucky turned out not so hot. And so it turned out to be neurolog- uh, neurological, intellectual disabilities out the yin yang. And it turned out to be they won't give me the support my family is looking for. My family even said to them, without me saying to them, look, we need 24-hour help. What are we going to do about that? So then I, being the journalist I am, I contact the head of the, no, essentially the co-dean of Kentucky, of the Stuart Holman School in Kentucky. And I say, well, do you think I can meet with a dorm mother? Yes. They put, they said, a dorm mother will take care of one. Well, hello. No, no. And so I'm like, okay. And so I just sent an email back. They emailed me back on December 2nd, and they go, sure, you can meet with us. And so I misread the email. Of course I did. It get lost by the bottom of the heap in my email. And so now I'm having a meeting with them on Monday to figure out if if they if I need to go there in a emergency situation, in a, and I'm not kidding, emergency situation. And yeah, if I need to go there in an emergency situation, and but before that meeting, I have a appointment with a pulmonologist. As you guys know, I told you this. I have an appointment on December 7th. Well, December 7th is Monday. And so I'm going to literally ask a pulmonologist, sea level or 8,000 feet above sea level, which is Kentucky. And he's going to probably say to me at this point, you need to get to sea level now. And so I am making a plan to go to sea level. I'm not making a plan to make Kentucky my permanent home because Kentucky, not so good for me. Not so good. And I talked to my stepmom yesterday. She had the day off, and we had a very detailed conversation, not a screaming match, mind you. And we had a very detailed conversation. And then in the middle of that conversation, it dawned on me that my family did not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 15 years, 15 years of private duty care for my grandmother. And now, for those of you that don't know, I'm named after my paternal grandmother, Win, and on my mom's side. So they did 24-hour paid nurses for 15 years, starting in 2001 because grandma got shingles after the ones, no, she got shingles at the end of 1999. I'm sorry, starting in 2000. She got because she got shingles on Eve New Year's Eve night of the 1999. So that's how, she got shingles, and of course, we were down there, and that was her last functioning moment. 1999 was her last functioning moment. So then we bonded in nursing care, and then we did all that. So the fact that, and I don't care if my family listen to this, I don't care right now. The fact that they are trying to send me to a group home after doing 15 years of private duty care for my grandmother, and after semi-funding for about, I don't know, 33 years. Um, my care, hello, doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense in this journalistic point of mind. Doesn't make sense in this journalistic way. And now I do have a backup plan. The backup plan, the Kentucky situation is going to be a emergency situation. I'm going to say to them, look, you did 15 years for grandma, why can't you do it for me? And I'm going to corner them because they might not understand that I was there when we switched over grandma's living independently to private duty care. I was there the day that grandma cries due to shingles. And so I was about 10 when it happened. So I grew up with her nurses and grew up with her. And so I was, and they might not realize that I was there the day it switched over to private duty care. And the day we found out that she had shingles, I was there, I was down there. And so I do have a backup plan. If plan A doesn't work out, I have plan B, which plan B is going to be a assistant living, a apartment facility or assistant living facility. I haven't decided which yet for traumatic brain injury. Because even though cerebral palsy is a neurological disability, it is also traumatic. It is a traumatic brain injury, meaning lack of oxygen at birth is a traumatic brain injury. And I also, lucky enough me, I have what they call a brain hemorrhage, which I was blessed enough to get on June 23rd, 1987. So cerebral palsy came first, the brain hemorrhage came second. And over the years, I have reworked my brain so hard to make this work, and it's gonna make me cry. And I'm gonna try not to cry. So the fact that and even everyone everyone that I've talked to, from Danielle to my stepmom to my counselor to everyone else, everyone under the sun has said, "What are you doing going to a home with intellectual disabilities such as autism?" Yeah, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense to all brains, and that doesn't make sense to my journalistic brain either. And so, yeah. So that's the Kentucky is completely out of the question. I'm meeting with Kentucky on Monday just in case, just in case I need it as an emergency situation. And I'm not kidding. It's going to be an emergency situation. And I I woke up this morning as we record this with women's issues. Trust me, I'll be fine. But I woke up this morning with women's issues. And trust me, with a little bit of shower and a little bit of pad and yeah, you don't even want to know the women's issues. And so I thought about it. I thought, well, would a dorm mother be willing and able, be willing, not so much able, because um, would a dorm mother be willing to take care of me in this situation? The answer is no. The answer is maybe, but the answer is no. And then what really ticked me off is during the tour on Monday, they go, well, we teach people how to do their own laundry as a life skill. And I'm like, you guys don't understand. I have a neurological disability. I could barely push a walker, let alone carry a laundry basket. And I said, I called what I was so discombobulated. I called one of my previous aides that happens to be a really, really good friend of mine, and we'll get to that story once I get to the East Coast of why previous aid. I'll just leave it at that. But why previous aid may help me out again because, um, but I called previous aid and I said, "Well, this is what's up." She knew everyone knew I was going into this meeting, and she goes, "Lynn, if they tell you to do your own laundry one more time at Kentucky," I'm they go she goes, "No. No, 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 no. You cannot you cannot do your own laundry. No. No, no, no." And then I literally said to them, I said, "You don't have do you guys happen to have a laundry service?" And the dean, Sandra, the co-dean, the dean Sandra said, "Oh yeah, we do have a laundry service. It goes on once a week." I'm like, okay, okay. You expect me to go, and apparently I met about, I don't know, 5 students. Only one of them had CP. One out of the 5 students that I met on Zoom had CP, and it's like, okay, CP doesn't come out to play. The it's the intellectual disabilities that come out to play. Okay, I see. I see what is going on there. And then And I'm like, "Okay, so you expect a woman with a neurological disability, with asthma, and a bad back to be carrying a laundry basket? I could get allergic to laundry soap in 2 seconds flat if I am not careful." And and so everyone on the planet, including my counselor, including Danielle, including everyone on the planet, is saying, "No, no home for you. No home, no home, no home. You need private duty care, and that's it." And no, it's so funny because well, I'll explain to you as soon as I get Kentucky squished out of the way how I managed private duty care in Florida. Basically, I stuck an ad on Facebook. I didn't realize as I was teasing one of my new aides, um, who really wants to meet me, who really wants this job, as I was teasing one of my new aides. And I told my mom this too. I said, easily I can stick an ad on Facebook up here if you need it. And by the way, I'm also going, on top of everything else, I'm also going to aid transition up here. I Oh, yeah, that's a long story in itself.
Yeah.
I said, well, that's a long story that I will tell you guys later. But I I said to my stepmom, I can either stick a ad on Facebook or ad on Canada.com. And she goes, "You stuck ad on Facebook for Orlando, and you're not even down there?" And I said, "Yes, because I, quite frankly, it was a stab in the dark, and quite frankly, you can't use Care.com until you get to where you're going, because Care.com uses a ge geographical location. So I've used Care.com in the past, and Care.com uses a geographical location. And some people really want to help me find aids. Some people are useless. useless, useless down in Orlando too. And I'm like, okay, okay, people, I go do this on my own since since you people are not giving me any support. You're supporting me on private duty here, but that's about it. You're not giving me any support, so I'll just stick around on Facebook and call it good. You know, I got about 10 responses from that ad, and I'm about to hire 2, if not 3 individuals off well, definitely 2, um, off Facebook who responded to that ad. And now granted, it was Orlando, so there's a bigger pool of people in Orlando than up here. But mom, my stepmom is like, "You did a what? You did a what? You are so I don't know whether she's going to trouble or what." But I'm like, "Yeah, I had to do what I had to do because as I said, I can't use and no, Care.com doesn't sponsor this episode. I wish it would because as much as I use them in the past, but Care.com is a you win some or lose some on Care.com. At least with a Facebook ad, you can talk to these people and you can actually get a sense of what they like, of where they're coming from. And the one I'm going to lie off of Facebook, um, she knows it too, is because the one I like her personality too. So And so if worst comes to worst, once I get down there, I will use Care.com once I get down there because of I once I'm in the geographic location, Care.com will work. But in the meantime, I'm using a Facebook ad. And quite frankly, we now have to work out the payment still and how we're gonna do it. But I am pretty much set to move to Orlando. I've got everything lined up here and yeah, so as I said, plan A is my own care team. Plan B is Plan B is moving into a home for traumatic brain injuries only. Thank you very much because that's what I have. And they consider concussion a traumatic brain injury. So for those of you who play football and get knocked in the head, you have a slight traumatic brain injury. And so a lot of football players have a traumatic brain injury and traumatic brain injury could cause Parkinson's, like Muhammad Ali and got, and Muhammad Ali got Parkinson's after getting a traumatic brain injury because he got whacked in the head so many times in the boxing ring, and it's like float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and thank you. To quote mom and all there, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And I get what I want, and there's no stopping me. And so I may float like butterfly, but I sting like a bee at the same time. And so that is the life ever changing life update. And so I will keep you guys updated on the meeting with Kentucky and uh, the meeting with the intellectual disabilities home will not be so hot because what they have given me is no help. Once I get down to if I need to go to Kentucky, I need to again either find my own care in Kentucky or bring my own care up from Florida or bring my own care down from here to Kentucky because no help, no help, and they don't want any outside help in the Stewart Harmon School because my aunt, who's all of a sudden interested in my care, goes, "Well, we need help, and we could send a aide down with her." They go, "No, thank you. No, thank you. We'll take care of it." When I'm like, "Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, yeah, right." And so Kentucky, not so good. But I if I need if I need to go, in an emergency situation, Kentucky will be that emergency situation. I do have a backup, backup plan, which I've been gifted, and I haven't necessarily told anyone that I have a backup plan, and when push comes to shove, I have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. And um, so basically, I'm going to be on my own and not in a group setting because you got to remember it's a pandemic too. And I'm like, no, they're eliminating the trips into Kentucky or into Florida, quite frankly. If plan A doesn't work out, if private duty care doesn't work out for me, um, private being in a group home during a pandemic is not going to be good for me because they're eliminating practically all the trips. And my aunt goes, "Well, what about PT?" I'm like, "Well, you saw a van in Kentucky parked at the bottom of the driveway with closed gates behind in front of the van. Doesn't that symbolize anything to you?" And no, they're not bringing a physical therapist on site for me, and I can do my own PT at home, and we can just wear masks. It's gonna be plain and simple, but because it's a group home, the they're eliminating all the outside activities right now because of the pandemic. And so, but I'm gonna be independent care for the rest of my life. I just have to figure out how I'm gonna do it. And I have plan A, I have plan B, I have plan C, I have plan D. Plan C and plan D are a emergency situation, and yeah. But I'm going to let Danielle take over and give her life update. Her life update is probably less complicated than mine right now. And so, Danielle, I want you to take over.
Ah, ha, fi, la, I, mu, l,
Oh, you just want what Danielle wants is Mickey and Minnie Mouse and me. That's all she said, you guys. That's all she said. I want Mickey, Minnie Mouse, and you. I get the third. I get the third. Well, I'm teasing
la,
you. You'll
I,
have to.
la,
Okay, okay, okay. Well, of course. So it goes me, Mickey, and Minnie Mouse. You see where our priorities are. You see where our priorities are, people. Yeah, I'm like, oh boy, oh boy. And by the way, I'm let the cat out of the bag and not one to my stepmom. My stepmom is like, oh great. Oh, great. Let's just get you down there, and then we can focus on the Mickey and Minnie Mouse thing. But my stepmom is like, "Oh, great." He'll win in there and he'll go potty go around Disney. And I was trying to get away from Disney World. I wasn't trying to get in the thick of it, you guys. I'm trying to get away from the craziness, not get into thick of it, you guys. Oh well, oh well. That's the advantage of private duty. That's the advantage of private duty care. You get to move wherever you want, including land of Mickey and Minnie Mouse. So,
yeah,
Danielle, do you have a rest of the update for about you?
la, ha, fi, fi, re, su, ru, la, la, sa, fa, mi, vi, z, a, si, mi, su, ri, la, la,
Well, for those of
la,
you,
fa.
go ahead. Go ahead. I was going to say something about the Christmas tree. For those of you who follow Danny on Facebook, go take a look at the Christmas tree. It's absolutely stunning. And there's a Tinkerbell speaking of Disney, speaking of the Disney World, geez, nice Danielle, nice Danielle, through the Tinkerbell under
No,
Christmas tree. No?
no, that is for me.
Oh, geez, I'm the Tinkerbells for you. I'm like, okay, nice, Danielle. Incorporate Disney World in 2020. Jeez, incorporate Disney World. No, no one, you guys. I'm gonna probably get a palm for no one, you guys. I'm so neat. I oof. I I know that well, right now I'm going to get uh I know that once my Christmas tree comes down, it's gonna go in the garbage can. One, it's old. Two, I'm not traveling with it. And I'm going to get um there must be newer fake Christmas trees out there. And they need to be it needs to be fake. It needs to be fake. There's reasons which I'll get into later. It needs to be fake. But I'm not dealing with the messiness of a real tree, especially down there. Because I asked funny enough, to we talked about my mom's mom at the beginning of this episode, and so I asked my mom's mom once. I said, "Well, this is a curious granddaughter of me." I said, "Why do why does your real tree look such a mess by the time by the time I see it?" And she goes, "Because they come from Canada. They're cut way probably probably in November and shipped down here by boat. And boats being in the Bahamas, they're shipped down here by cargo boat, and they don't have any water and they look a mess by the time we get them." And I'm like, "Oh, that's why." So I'm going to do a fake Christmas tree. I cannot do the real Christmas tree with the pine needles and stuff like that. That's too much, too much. And so by the time my Christmas tree comes down, it's going to go in garbage can, and it's going to be I'm not traveling with my Christmas ornament in because they all do. They're about to break. And so the Christmas tree itself is gonna go in the garbage can. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the I'm certainly not traveling with the white with the white boxes that my mother wrapped. Ay, 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 and if I travel with those, my mother would kill me because those are hers, those are not mine. And my I may bring my Christmas decorations down and add to the heap, but um, I there's stuff. Let's just put it this way: I don't need to necessarily move stuff down to Florida. Number one, I can get new stuff when I'm down there. Number two, and I'll get into this story later, there is stuff waiting for me down there. Let's just put it that way. Um, let's just put it that way. There's stuff in waiting for me down there, and I'll get into that story later why. But I am a pretty lucky duck that I, and I wasn't and it's so funny because, um, people in Kentucky go, "Well, this is the size of the room, and it's the size of the dorm room," and, knowing and I made my stepmom laugh because her her own child who's able-bodied, my stepsisters, like me, we have a lot of stuff, and so the people at Kentucky go, "Well, you can bring your own bed." I'm like, "My bed, my queen-size bed would take up half the room. I don't think so." And so I'm like, nope, we're not doing the dorm room. We're not doing the what really ticks me off is the community shower. We're not doing the community shower. And we're not doing lockdown during a pandemic. No, absolutely not. And so I'm meeting with Kentucky just on Monday, just in case it turns out to an emergency situation. But all in all, I'm doing private duty care down in Florida, and you guys are going to follow me on this adventure. Yeah, let's just put it that way. You guys are going to follow me on this adventure, and yeah, I have, people already down there that know me and, people that already wanna support me, and you guys are going to follow me on this adventure, and so we'll see what happens. In February, I'll probably have some more information. I'm very hopeful that Saint Valentine will give me a house in Florida. I am very hopeful, and when I say Saint Valentine, there was a Saint Valentine's, Google it, and figure out more information on that. And so I'm very, very hopeful that Saint Valentine will give me a home in Florida. And then once I get down there, I can figure out the private duty care in 2 seconds flat and how we do it. And it's gonna be the same thing up here as up here. And then just down in Florida was a bigger pool of people to hire and deal with. And so hopefully, that's what I'm hoping for, and I got plan A and plan B and plan C and another plan, and so I've got emergency plans if they need to come into effect, but I'm really, really hoping for plan A, and if the house I have now manifested is still is not on the market, we'll go back to the drawing board, but at least my real estate agent now knows that it's rolling into something, and um it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So this time next year, I will and the amount of work I'm doing for the podcast is going to be um it's going to be cut down because I'm trying to save my house, not be working like mad woman. So I am going to cut it down. I'm going to do my YouTube show. I'm still going to do the podcast, but I'm going to still do schoolwork, but I'm also going to cut down on the amount of work I'm doing and enjoy. I never thought I was going to be retired at 34 years old, and I'm going, even though I love journalism, I'm going down to the land of retirement, and I'm going to CP will never go away, but it will certainly get better when I get down there. Just eliminate the cold and eliminate the high altitude, and you'll see a totally different CP person, and hopefully it all works out for the best. As I said, hopefully St. Valentine's will be presenting me a contract for a home in Florida. And yeah, if all things go according to plan. So, you guys, I'm going to sign off. Danielle, do you want to lead us out?
Yeah, you, yeah, you, for, for, uh, uh,
What she said. Thank you for following us, you guys, and welcome to Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. You're on the trip of a lifetime now, and yes, my podcast will be going with me. Yes. And by the way, we're taking it 1 month at a time until I get my new office. And we're starting out with we're ending with December. We're starting out with January. We're taking it 1 month at a time until my plan A is to be down at my house, which I can't believe I just said, my house, in June. My plan B is August. My plan B is to pull out of here July 31st. And if not May 31st, to be down there in June. And other than that, I have to fly every which way. So I'm going. That's what my ultimate plan is, to be quarantined in June, so at least I can go do some work stuff in Orlando, and so in June. But if it all goes according to plan, it all goes according to plan. But I need to be out of here by August 31st, if not August 12th, which will happen to be 13, well, 12, um, actually 11, sorry, because it was 10, 11 years since my mom's death. Pull, if I can pull out of here, as as close to August 12th that I can get. Yikes, that's gonna be scary. If I if I land if I land up on the East Coast day before August 12th, that's going to be that's gonna be scary because as you guys know, my mom grew up in the Bahamas, and she loves. That's why I'm an East Coast woman. She loves to go back and see her family, obviously. And so if I land up on the East Coast August 11th, then I'm gonna burst into tears because this is going to. This is my mom's ultimate dream. I mean, my mom at one point was looking at one story houses up here for me at one point. She wants me to be happy, healthy, and safe, and all that's all the rest of it. You guys want to me to be happy, healthy, and safe, and not in Kentucky, not in group home, not in Kentucky in group home independent. Now, granted, if this happened 1 year ago, which it was supposed to happen, it didn't. I would be more likely to go into a group home, not for people with intellectual disabilities, though. I would just be more likely to go into a group home and figure it out. But because I'm so spoiled and so blessed to have the means to do private duty care, I get spoiled in that. So I'm not used to the group home setting. The group home setting actually scares me. And so, yeah, but enough of my soapbox, and we'll catch you guys later. Thank you for following us. And they only said it twice just to end this episode. And we'll catch you guys next week. Danielle, what are we talking about next week? Tell me.
No. No.
Oh, you don't know. How about we do 2021 next week?
No.
Ah, how about we do 2021, you guys? Because you don't know. Well, I do, and it's gonna be 2021, what we want for 2021. And because I think we all need to do I think we all need to put the garbage can with 2021 at the bottom of the driveway and say, with, with 2021, listen to me. This is a bad I want 2021 with 2020 in it and at the bottom of the driveway and get the garbage can to take 2020, get the garbage man to take 2020 away from us because it's what and we just get 2020 out of there. No, no, long, 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 long. Yeah, it's like, we get exhausted at the end. And bye, you guys. And next week will be what we want for 2021, and we'll leave it at that. We'll kick off 2021 strong, and I'm moving like the rest of you people. A lot, a lot. It's so funny because so many content creators are moving, and so life is shifting due to a pandemic, due to we're all trying to make a better lives for ourselves, even in the midst of a pandemic. And I'll leave it at that, you guys. And so you guys have a wonderful week. And then we'll see you next Sunday, you guys. Bye, you guys.
Bye-bye.